So that was a promotional video for our first episode that we launched last October. There you go. So the House Podcast, how we started. So multiple of series of events led to the House Podcast, but the ones that I put here, they're like the main ones. So we got the idea through sharing stories with friends, with my co-founder Peja, who's also in this meeting. We realized that while sharing our stories, we connected and we grew closer as friends and became family. And another reason why we started this is working with the youth. We both used to work for the Britannia Woods. I'm on mute? No. It's okay. So we used to work for the community house in Britannia Woods with the youth, and we realized that there was a lot of hidden talent in the community. The culture and the potential was big. So we decided, like, how can we give back? And another reason, another problem that we realized in the community is that people don't have time to give back because you need to adapt to life after leaving, right? After leaving the neighborhood, you go to school, you go to work. You don't have time to give back until you're 35. So we wanted to find a way, how can we get people to come back without being a big commitment? So that's, And another problem was that youth in the neighborhood had a hard time believing they could achieve certain things because it had never been done before. But the truth is that it had been done. It's just that people never came back to share their stories or their success stories. So that was one of the reasons why we started the podcast. So what we do, we bring back successful old community members back to the community. We have an interview with them. We ask them to share their inspiring stories with us and advices for our youth and the viewers. We ask them to run a workshop and connect with the youth. And we also host events and involving the community, especially the youth. What it took to make it happen, brainstorming ideas, a few friends coming together. We used the equipment we already had. I'm a photographer. I have a friend who's a videographer, so we used that. Peja was willing to be the host. We rented microphones for the interviews, and we also asked for permission at the community house in Britannia Woods if we could use the house to be the place for our studio, basically, and with cool T-shirts, of course. What does it take to put together a podcast? A theme, if it's going to be community related, it's going to be for sports related, music related, a targeted audience, if it's going to be for people who are 35 and up, or is it going to be just for the youth? If it's youth, is it going to be 11 to 15, 16 to 19? A host, at least one camera. If you can have two, it'd be better. But if you have one camera, you can make it work. A video editing software, we use Premiere Pro. A computer, a quiet room, or two microphones. A studio, or a clean filming space. And Peja will take over from here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jean-Jacques. So, hi everybody. So my name is Peja, Jean-Jacques already mentioned. I'm the host of the House Podcast. And I'm the face that you guys will see if you watch our videos. So I'll be taking on from now until the end. So JJ mentioned bringing community members back. So I'm going to go a little in depth about what it means to bring community members back and what exactly that we do. So when we bring community members back, we want to have a conversation with them. So what we do is that we contact them, ask them if they have time to come back and speak on their life, basically, on things that they've accomplished, the struggles that they faced. We ask them to also talk about their career, if they're comfortable talking about their career. And so what we want to do is highlight the good that comes out of the community. And also at the end of every guest, I'd say, we ask them if they have an advice for the youth, right? Something that they want to live the youth by, or something that they would give their themselves if they were young, if they were still a youth. Can we move on to the next slide? Yeah. All right, so I'll let it load before I start. Okay, so this is JD. He's one of our community members, and he's currently playing D1 basketball in the United States. So this is just a little video highlight.
Just let it go. Put it in your wall so you can see it every day, just to remind yourself, why am I waking up at 6 a.m. and going to the gym? You're not doing it for no reason. You're doing it because you see your goals and you want, because I want to go to the NBA, or I want to bring money to my family. Like whatever it is, you're gonna go for it.
So in this video, JD was giving advice as to the youth that want to follow his path. He's giving them advice on what he did and hoping that they'll also take note of that and also work towards reaching the goals as well. So next slide, please. Okay. All right. So how did we help during mining strategy? So as all of you are aware, in January, we lost one of our member, very loved member of our community, and we took action. So with Britannia Woods as well, we helped. We decided to help during mining strategy. So what we did is that we control the narrative, meaning that oftentimes when there is a situation that happens in our community, it's often is labeled as bad, as gang related. And us taking the narrative was in order to show that Manny was actually a good person. He was loved and respected amongst the community. So for everybody to know that, to not listen to what's being said about him, because we really know who he was. And so we created one of the things we did is created a fundraising basketball tournament in which community members and close friend of Manny participated in. The tournament was held at la Cité Collégiale. And we've also helped the youth set up a candlelight vigil in Manny's memory. So what happened at the candlelight vigil is that we had a series of performances, speeches by our very own Mohamed Sofa. And we also played a slideshow that will be playing the next slide. Just the slideshow was youth coming together and showing their love and respect and really highlighting who Manny truly was.
Manioc, Metro was somebody who has been trying to find ways to express himself and grow and put the community on the map.
And he was unselfish. A role model. That's the word.
Always had a pure heart, always made sure everyone around him was good before, even if he wasn't good, he made sure everyone around him was blessed,
A born leader. Like as soon as you met him, like he just had the charisma. Il n'est pas qui les autres personnes croient qu'il était. He was really kind.
So approachable, very jovial, positive energy,
energetic.
He was always there for everyone.
He just had a really good heart.
His smile was bright. Like, if you just see him smiling, you're gonna laugh.
Swear to God, we been through rainy days and cloudy days. I know we thuggin', but I swear that we was better raised. Hard circumstances made a nigga change his ways.
All right. So what are we doing this pandemic? So this pandemic has stopped us from doing face-to-face interview, but we've found other ways to come to a community and help out. One of the first thing we did during the pandemic is host a talent show. And the talent show was a fundraiser with all the proceeds going to the Make It Club in order for them to create home kit for children. So the home kits are basically composed of activity. So they're basically activity bags for the kids to do. We've also recently, due to the whole situation that's going on with the Black Lives Matter and also the pandemic, we want to show solidarity among the community. So we came up with a collage. Actually, Jean-Jacques came up with the idea of making a collage that says, "In this together." And once again, that was just to show that we're all in this together and we're all struggling. We're all gonna be fine. We'll all have each other to support each other, and we're all here for each other. And so, also, we're running a 6-week workshop. And today we're on week 4. Next week we're gonna be on week 5. So week 1, we were using Zoom. We had training with one of our community also youth in fitness. And we also had a fashion/business talk with La Barring Design, as well as a fitness boot camp with Fit Zone boot camp. And then so we decided now to move to Instagram Live, because we found that we want to bring more information to the youth because that's the platform that they use the most. And so we have daily interviews with different people from different backgrounds. By backgrounds, I mean, could be a basketball trainer. And let's say, for example, yesterday we spoke with Shannon Black, who is our program manager and clinical supervisor for our SNAP program. And she talked about self-care and how it's affecting, and how everything that's going on is affecting the Black community. And tonight we're gonna discuss the issue revolving around hair and how the whole stigma that society has put on hair. And so we try to interact with our youth as much as we can, because we know it's very hard nowadays. So what we do is that we do daily posting of information that the youth can benefit, as well as we contact the youth to see how they're doing. And we ask them to also, if they have any questions, if you just want to talk to us, to also send us a message. And one other thing that we've been also doing in order to keep engagement with the youth is contest, right? So our talent show, the winners of our talent show, we're receiving House Podcast hoodies. So our first ever hoodie that we've made. And then moving on, we've had a drawing contest in which the winner would win a $30 Uber Eats gift card. And then currently we have 2 contests that are ongoing. So we have one giveaway with Fatima Ku. For those who don't know, she's a local artist, painter, I should say, and she's also a writer. And so she's giving away some of her work. So the winner of that will get Fatima Ku's work. And we also have one contest going on with the Street Resilience, which is basically the winner of, we're asking people to comment the favorite local rapper on the Street Resilience post, and the winner of it will get a chance to have their song played on the Chuo 8901 FM. Okay. So the next 2 slides is just how we advertise our programs to the youth through Instagram. So this was our virtual talent show that we hosted a while back on April 21st. And the next slide.
What's up, guys? It's your host, Peja, and I'm here to issue you a spoken word contest for the chance to win the first ever House Podcast hoodie. The rules are simple. DM us a 1-minute max video or audio of your spoken word, must original work only, as well as follow us, like and share this post. Clean bars only, meaning no swearing, and the theme must be community related. And remember to be creative.
You guys already know. It's the limited edition of sweater. If you want it, you know what to do. If you don't want it, you know what to do.
All right. And then, so this is our In This Together challenge that we did, collage that we did this week. So last but not least, our partners. So we're in a long-term partnership with Britannia Woods Community House, as that is the location that we currently use to film our interview when we're able to. But we also have a partnership with Mirador Media, which is a company by itself, but it also help us film our interviews. And as you already know, we have a partnership with Jean-Jacques Ngannou Photography, who is responsible for creating the design of our t-shirts and our sweaters as well. We have a partnership with Presidential Hoops, which helped us organize Manny's basketball fundraising tournament. And also Prophetic Cuts, who also helped us during the basketball tournament with coming up with t-shirt designs. And of course, La Cité Collégiale Association, who let us use their gym, who provide us with staff to help us with the setting up and the taking down, as well as for the generous contribution to Manny's cause. And we've had a partnership with the Nepean Hotspurs girls, as we sent a couple girls there to on their Zoom to attend a Female Inspirational Friday workshop. And so thank you all for listening. If you would like to follow us on social media as here, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And once again, thank you very much.